Guys, it's your boy John, and I'm just want to show my new ride. So I just picked up an Acura NSX 1995. As a child, it was one of those goals of mine. I had the Honda Civic, and then I had the Honda S2000. I always wanted an NSX. I had an opportunity to buy one, so I swooped up and got the dream. Now, 1995, what's great about 1995? That's the first time it has the target top, which as a weekend car, I really love it. Remember, this is a street car. I'm not gonna track it or anything. I want a good driving experience, and with the top off, it's great. 1995 also brings OBD 2. I do a lot of Android head unit videos, so I wanted that kind of integration, so what I can do, work my magic and get into that Android game, maybe put a cluster or something like that. That'll be sick. But yeah, let me just show you the front end. It's looking fire right now. So I did polish it, but here in California there's a lot of fires, so it gets ashy quick. The front end everything is pretty much stock. The front lip is an OEM front lip from Honda or Acura. You have pop-up headlights. Everyone loves pop-up headlights, and some people are like, don't go to the new refresh model. Back in 02 is when they did a fixed headlights, but I really like the pop-ups, so I'm keeping them. The wheels are CR Kai's works. They look great. 17s in the front, 18s in the rears. So with the NSX, you have a stagger setup, so you have 17-inch wheels in the front and then 18s in the back. Do I like the look? That's just what kind of suits the NSX. I usually like that concave look. So that'll do for now, before I change it up or anything. And you have the intake right here, both sides. So this one just kind of cools the engine, and the other side is where the intake is, which is sweet. Again, here's the rear wheels. I really like the rear wheels better because it has that kind of dish look. It's not flat. We have works lug nuts. They're anodized red, but now they're pink because it's an older car. Same with the, the little plug right there. But yeah, let's move into the back. So growing up, I really liked playing video games like Gran Turismo and Need for Speed. In Gran Turismo 3 on the PS2, I saw these taillights and I'm like, man, that's distinctive. So looking at these taillights right here just reminds me of playing Gran Turismo back when I was a kid. I love it. And we have an exhaust. I actually picked up this exhaust. It's called the Pride V2. It's actually a really nice piece of art if you can get down there and look under. You can see all the piping. It like crosses over, does a bunch of like crazy exotic looking things, and it has a really nice tone, kind of exotic. It sounds way better than my S2000 did. A lot of people like to change this rear piece to the O2 style. Gives it that lower appearance. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that, but again, my goal is to kind of keep everything stock. But yeah, that's kind of the exterior. You also have tint and all that, so let me show you the interior. So for a car designed in the 80s, this has power seats. I mean, this car, the first model year was 1991 for the US, but it was designed in the 80s, late 80s. Check that out, got power seats. You got this nice steering wheel that says Acura. I actually really like the way the steering wheel looks, and it has the little cruise controls right here, and it has your horns. Interesting thing about this car also is it has these huge, like almost, I don't know, it's just crazy, but it has your lights, which activates the pop-ups, and then it has defroster, cruise control, and then your hazards are in this huge bulbous area. It's nuts. All right, so yeah, and then these air vents are really nice because your AC climate controls, usually it's like right here, but because the car is so small in the interior, man, I'm like, look at my feet. I wear size 9s, and the dead pedal, I'm like literally hitting the clutch, and it's a cramp. I'm 5'10". I'm really crammed in this interior, but any bigger, if I was like 6'1" or something, my knees would be like this. But yeah, doors are really cool. Everything's kind of ergonomic. The window switches are faced towards you. Your mirrors are powered, and then you get your trunk, your gas, and your latch. If you see this cluster, if you want to come on in, this cluster right here is aftermarket. It's white faces, and the previous owner said the previous owner before him had these white faces. And the RPN needle, because when you're swapping these needles out, they get stuck over time. It sometimes messes the springs and all that jazz, so that is broken. It gets stuck. Sometimes it de-stucks and then it works, but it's very unreliable right now because of that swap. Unfortunately, that's what I had to deal with. It doesn't bother me too much, but something I am planning to fix. And when I got the car too, it had the cassette player and AC climate control. Sent the climate control to get repaired, and of course, because I'm the Android head unit guy, I just kind of did for fun this head unit right here. This head unit came off of a Honda Fit. It had the trim pieces around it, and I disassembled it, and I just kind of stuck it in here to see how it looks. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, audio sounds way better, but this is not permanent. This is kind of like just me kind of experimenting with what I have before I get the double din trim, which is on the way too. I have these double din trim pieces. They go to like $1,000, so it gets pretty expensive. Any NSX tax is pretty high on this one. Broadway mirror. This is like just you can see more mirror, and it's nice. It came with the car. And then with the 92s or the 91s, they open like this, but the 95s or 93s, I believe, opens up like this. I have the mask, all that stuff. But yeah, if you come along, I can show you the infotainment, because that's kind of interesting. So it shows that this boots up right here, which is really nice. It says Honda because this was meant for a Honda Fit, this head unit, but I retrofitted here. All right, this is just temporary. I plan on getting it nice and flush and all that. This is the reason why I just have it stuck on like a tablet style, is because these used pieces are about $800. Even in this condition where it has a little scuss right here. Remember, this is a 30-year-old car, 25-year-old car. So yeah, but yeah, so I have this right here. It's awesome. Have all Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. I don't need anything else. Looks wise, I like OEM better. OEM looks way better. And then of course we have your ashtray. This shift knob is from SOS. This is basically the Type S or Zanardi shift. It's really heavy, got good weight. Right here is the alarm system that I got it with the car. It's basically an immobilizer, so you need to put all these codes and stuff. It's pretty cool. You got your clock. That's wrong probably, because I've been pulling fuses for the radio, but yeah. You can see the clock and the car is not even on, or it is on. But you just hold this button and then you can see it. Glove box, in 91, it was pretty big, but now in the later models, passengers got an airbag, and that's why it's so crazy right here, because that's the airbag, and they had to shrink it. Pretty interesting, but yeah, that kind of finishes the interior. I really like the interior. I think it aged very well. If it didn't have this Android head unit, it still looks very stylish. Also with the white faces, if it had the stock faces, it would look really nice. So let me show you the all the orifices popped open. We got trunk, we got hood, we got gas cap, we got engine bay, everything. Now a lot of people they confuse themselves, but like, okay, this is a mid-engine car, right? The NSX is a mid-engine car. Does it have a trunk? So let me show you. It does have a trunk, and it's actually pretty sizable. You can fit your golf carts in it. It's not very deep though. If you look inside of it, it's not very deep. If you come in here. So I got some stuff here. I got a this basically is a battery jumper if I needed it, face mask, lens, and then some bulbs. But yeah, it's not very deep because the exhaust is right underneath this. So usually if you do drive pretty hard, this does get kind of hot. And then you even have a CD changer. Isn't that nuts? Check out the CD changer. I don't use it, and I disconnected it. But assist disc CD changer. No MP3s though. So let me just open the next port. Put gas in here. You know, I'm used to driving the Tesla, so it feels weird driving a gas car again and going to the gas station because gas stations are grimy as hell. Now this is the glass for the engine bay. With the 1985s, you have the Targa, so let me show you. You press this little lever right here, and that's where your roof is. People sometimes put gloves in here too, so when they take the Targa off, it like you don't leave fingerprints. But underneath this is the VTEC, and it does get toasty. So a lot of people like to do is they like to remove this piece right here so that you can see the engine. Yeah, I don't mind right now. You can actually fit the Targa in the trunk too. So if you really wanted to do that, you can. Just show off your engine bay. My engine bay is going to be stock. It's going to stay stock. So that's just how it is. I also got these replaced recently too. When I bought the cars, these sagged. These are like 150 bucks. These are like 130 bucks a pair. But it looks really nice. And let me show you the next thing. Under the hood. So these cars, they don't have frunks or anything. So the spare tire would go right here. The spare tire would go right here. You got the radiator, you got your master cylinder and all that stuff, fuses, and you got the pop-up headlights. But yeah, look at that. If you zoom out and just take everything in, it looks pretty insane with everything open. Just look at that. Crazy. So many things are open. Get a shot of that boba drink real quick. Poor boba drink. And let me see the headlights popped open. Woo! So yeah, so the pop-ups are open. It has this nice Ferrari look. I always thought the NSX had the better looking kind of pop-up headlights, so that's certainly dope. And it does have HIDs in it from the previous owner. The wiring is a little bit itchy, so I might redo everything. Might go with LED or a different HID kit. Because lighting for me is pretty important, so I might have to change that. But certain stuff like this, these bulbs, I kind of like it, like that vintage look too. So even though it's like that amber or like that halogen yellow, it doesn't bother me. I know it bothers some other people, but for me it doesn't. It's an older car, so I don't mind. But yeah, that concludes it. Yeah, man, this looks crazy with everything open. But that concludes it. What are my plans for this car? I can tell you that I'm on the fence of doing a lot of things or doing nothing. So it's kind of like, I want to get the front lip because the front lip right now from the previous owner is already scuffed up. But if I do that, do I want to get side skirts? And after that, do I want to get the rear valance, different wheels? After that, I'm done. But I'm saying, do I want to do all that? The little kit and the wheels. It's a mixed bag for me. Now radios though, I'll do radios. Things that are reversible pretty easily for me, that I'm really experienced, I don't mind doing that stuff. So radios, probably find the best double DIN setup. Right now it has that tablet. It looks kind of silly, but it is functional. Functional reform sometimes. Because I did get this car about 2 weeks ago, so it's still fresh for me. I'm still digging in and out, seeing what I want, but I'm very happy with this car. If you guys were interested, mention in the comments, because I don't know how you guys would like to see the progress on this car or what I did. I already did some things like the cabin filter, air filter for the engine. I polished it already, and struts and all that stuff. So I did some small stuff, but if you want me to actually do a build series on getting this NSX, or you just want to see them because they're so rare, do some cool montages, I can do that. Just yeah, smash that like button and then comment, and then I'll do it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.